What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lightseekers Headquarters. Today I'm going to be profiling the Dread deck that I promised in the last video. If you guys watched the Storm deck profile with the Lychee. This is one of the decks. I played this deck against my buddy Kyle, and this is the exact list I played against him. It's a very, very good deck in my opinion, especially because the hero is probably one of the better Dread heroes. I mean, there could be a strong debate about that, but yeah, I think this deck's actually pretty good. It's definitely not like a pro player deck. It's just something that I've come up with, and I think it's quite interesting. After all, I've only been playing for 2 months, so if any of you guys here are really good at the game or have been playing longer than me, I'm more than willing to take any suggestions, and I'm open to anything. And my email will be down in the description if you guys want to get in contact with me. But today we're just going to look at Dread, the deck I did play. So let's just take a look at the hero first. What makes this hero good? I mean, unlimited shadow element, but the ability heal 2 whenever another hero removes any of your buffs, increases by 2 if a combo buff was affected. So if a combo buff was removed, then basically you would heal 4. But if let's just say I'm playing Storm, it's the thing that's going to come out to my head close because I just profiled it. Let's say to use Thunderslug, get rid of your buffs, you heal 2. So that's why it's good. 30 hit points, not bad. It's fairly good, very consistent, and I quite like it personally. There's other types that I like, but I personally like healing the 2. So just in case you're in a heavy attack damage deck, you could do a bit more damage. But anyways, that's the main reason why we're doing that. We're actually just going to go through the attack cards first, as that's what I normally do. Sorry, I have my Pokemon playmat, my Lightseekers ones coming in. I do have a Pokemon channel. If you guys are into Pokemon, I'll put that link in the description. But yeah, for attack cards, obviously, main decks are going to run attack cards. Simply 3 copies of Manted Spitter. Card's too good to not run. 5 damage, simply like the Spark Wisp in Storm. Similar card, actually basically the exact same. 3 copies of that, just straight 5 damage. No really need to explain on it. This card up next though, another attack card, 3 of Witch Doctor. This card's really good, mainly because is that you can discard one of your own buffs that's about to rotate, and there's cards that can redo your buffs in. If you have no buffs in play, then you can just do straight 6 damage, but 6 damage, discard one of your own action cards. So that can be a buff, can be a attack card, can be anything. So that's the main reason why it's good. It's very solid. I mean, dealing 6 damage alone is really good. So next up, this card is mainly our removal for buffs. This card's pretty solid. Shadow Puppet. I'm gonna actually get that to focus. Okay, a second, guys. So this one's foil, as you guys can see. Actually, I'm gonna put it in regular. That's just gonna glare. So Shadow Puppet, burn, remove 2 buffs. Simply just get rid of buffs, you know, like combo buffs and etc. that you know that you're gonna deal with it. Like Storm Wall is really a big problem for a lot of decks, so I think just getting rid of that and any other buff that reduces damage in this deck, just because we're not running a lot of attack cards, is very important. So that's the main reason why we're using that. All the other ones here are just gonna be one-ofs. Defilter. Let's see if it's gonna focus. Deal damage equal to the number of buffs you have in play plus 2, so 3, that's 5, etc., etc. So that's why it's good. I mean, we're running a bit of buffs, so that's the reason why we're running it. Then this is just another draw card. 3 damage, draw 1 card. Pretty solid card. Getting on to our buffs, which is our main, a lot of our source of damages. We're running 3 copies of Putrid Infestation. 3 damage on first corner, 1/1/1. I mean, it's pretty solid just in general. Having a buff just to pump damage throughout, and it doesn't count as an attack, so anything that goes through attacks will not go through like that. So go straight through Storm Wall, Electrified Eels, I believe it is, that you take damage from. It'll go straight through that. So yeah, that's why it's good. It's the main reason why I'm 1. Also, 3 damage on the first corner is very solid. Next that we have is Draga Hunter. This card's solid because you're dealing 2 on each corner for after the first one. It's just a solid. I mean, it gets the numbers going, and yeah, I mean, just a solid card dealing damage without having to worry about that. Main reason why we're running buffs is because there's a lot of decks that are dealing with the tap cards, because a lot of decks are really offensive right now. So this is a very mid-range deck. It's very defensive, and it's also very offensive at the same time. We have Night Lucre here. 2 damage to another hero, increases this by 2, and heal yourself for 2 if you remove one of your buffs in play. Just a solid card. Sorry for that. This card is good. I mean, 3 damage on 2 corners, pretty solid. Shambler, damage to your target. First rotation is 3. Pretty solid. I'd run it because it's good. I've won a lot of games because of it. Swamp Cricket. This card you can actually take out if you really like to. I'm actually going to zoom that up for you guys. It's going to focus for me. Good enough. Burn Defendability. Move discarded action cards to your deck. So it's a clunky corners one, obviously. So basically on rotate, it will not rotate every turn unless you use the ability. So all action cards in your discard just go back to your deck. So it's just a recycle card. It's pretty solid. All these are 1-0s, by the way. I should have meant that now from now on. Stalking Sipid. This card's just a healing card. Once again, clunky corners. Healing whenever your enemy draws 2 or more cards. So if they're dead drawing, you'll heal 3. So if they're dead drawing, what I mean by that is they don't have anything on their hand. They're just going to draw 2. Which is, oh, well, sorry about that, guys. Yawning back here. Basically, my opponent has nothing in hand. They're just going to draw 2, but you're going to heal 3. So basically, it's a win-win in both situations. You just have that out. To keep us going and like reduce damage, this card's really good. Wall of Bones, reduce damage received by 2, so received by your recipient. Increase this by 1 if you have a shadow buff in play. So that's this type right here. Pretty solid. So reducing by 3 is also good. George Stalker, this card's good. I mean, just simply on rotation, healing and dealing damage for an activated ability is pretty solid. So sorry guys, coughing up a storm here. This card's really good. First corner, heal 7, solid, and then deal damage on each corner. So you got 1. Maybe if I can get it up here. Come on, be nice. You gonna focus? It's not gonna focus, is it? There we go. First corner, heal 7 because it's the first corner. Second corner, take 1, 2, and then 4. Just simply can keep you in the game. Also, dealing damage on corners is not terrible if you don't have any attack cards. And you can also reset your buffs by recycling cards. This card is stupid. It's a very good card. I'm actually going to bring it up because it has a very long text. When any of your cards are discarded by a card effect, so that is by Thunder Slug or something that's discarded from your hand, store them under this card. When a third card is stored, deal 7 damage to your target. Move all discarded cards to your deck and expire this buff. It's pretty good. I mean, you only need to run a 1-of. You don't really need to run 2. This is not a particular area deck that you need to, but yeah. Abyss's Weaver. Let me bring it up. It also has another long text. Let's see. You gonna focus? You gonna focus? You gonna be nice? Gonna be nice to me today? There we go. 1 healing whenever you perform an ability, or whenever you perform an ability. When it's entered play, 4 healing if you have another shadow buff in play. So 1 healing whenever you perform ability. That combos with this guy right here. Not really a lot, but just in general, I mean, healing for 4 is pretty solid, but whenever you perform an ability, it's pretty sweet. This card, pretty solid card in my opinion, but damage to your target, discard the top card of your target's deck. So dealing damage for 2, and then they discard the top 2 cards of their deck on each corner. This card is very good. Main reason why that is because you gain 2 additional actions, but without any stat restrictions. So this does not take an action. So you'll basically have 3 to 4 actions per turn if you didn't use one at the start. If you used it, but this is only a one-time thing, so you have to shuffle it back if you want to use it again. That's why it's busted. I mean, drawing 4 cards is not even terrible if you wanted to do that, but this card's really good. That's why I like it. Soul healing, 4 healing, 2 damage to your target. I mean, this can save you games. It's really good. Just a simple one-of. This is also another good card. Select a buff you control, heal to its equal value. So if you have this 7 damage card out in play, Soul of Trader, see, I'll bring that up again. Use its first corner, you're basically healing 14 in a turn, which is pretty solid. Now, getting onto our combo cards, I'll remember what I said last video, that they all have to be unique. So I go for a little bit of a mixture between combo cards. I usually go for 1 to 2 offensive, 1 to 2 offensive, defensive, and then 1 protective card. So I chose this one just because this card is a mid between offensive and defensive. You can't be attack and increased damage and healing done by shadow cards. So 2, it's pretty solid. He increased by healing by 2 and damage by 2 by shadow cards, and can't be attacked for 3 turns. Pretty solid. This is a straight offensive card. Horrific manifestation. 10 damage. The recipient moves 2 combo cards from their hand to their deck. Sorry, guys. And that can actually ruin their whole turn. They have a combo that they're going to win next turn. You play that. It wins games. That's why it's an uncommon. It's good. This card is mainly a recycle card, so I count this as a defensive. Move 3 discard action cards to your hand for 2 shadow, which is the main source of this deck. It's pretty solid. I quite like it, and I mean, that's why it's good. This is another support, which increases damage as well. For 2 shadow, 1 poison, and 1 death. Increased damage. I'm not even showing it. Sorry, guys. Increased damage done by 2 whenever you play a card. Draw 1 card. Honestly, like, you could honestly replace that out if you really want to. It's just another draw support, which is really good. Devoured Soul. This card's really good. Remove 1 buff from another hero and 8 healing. I mean, it's debatable. It's just another card to have, which is good. But yeah, that's my Dread deck for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any suggestions, as of always, leave it in the comments or send me an email, which will be in the description. Once again, if you guys, I did mention in the start video, I do run a Pokemon channel. If you guys are into that, I will put the link in the description as well. But as of always, I am Ben from the Lightseekers headquarters, and Kyle will be back soon as well. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.